Listen, guys, I've got to do this in two parts. I saw something last night on Fanatics weekly auction that I have never seen. It was record after record after record after record sale. And I'm not just talking about Jordan stuff. A lot of them were Jordan, but I'm not talking about Jordan stuff. This was the biggest step forward in the last two and a half, almost 3 years, going back to 2021, that I have ever seen. You judge for yourself. I'm just telling you right now, I've got to break this video up for the first time ever into two parts. I'm only looking at the top 48 cards, but there's so many cards that I have to talk about. I literally went on Card Ladder, and normally I do like 10 or 12, and we look at the prices, and we say good, bad, whatever. I'm telling you, it's 95% overwhelmingly good, and I had to pull up about 25, maybe 20, probably 25 of the cards in Card Ladder because they pushed record, either all-time records or records over the last 2 years. So this is going to be video number one, Fanatics Weekly Auction number 134. Let me double check that. Number 134 recap that ended last night on August 11th. You will see a second video with maybe the top 20. So 2 videos, 2 parts. This is the first time I've ever had to do this. I didn't want to make a 2.5 hour video. So you guys enjoy. Are you tired of selling your cards on eBay, creating the listing, taking the pictures, front, back, shipping, non-paying bidders? Let the pros at Fanatics Marketplace do all of the work for you. I do. That's why I use Fanatics for my vaulting and for my selling. If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, CAJUN, and tell them that Cajun Cardboard sent you, and let the pros do the rest at Fanatics Marketplace. All right, guys, we do not have a lot of time to dilly-dally. I had to break this thing into 2 videos like you heard in the introduction. First and foremost, let me get this out of the way. I am an affiliate partner with Fanatics Collect. So if you want to support the channel, if you enjoy these, I almost said it, Fanatics Weekly Auction Recaps, and you want to keep seeing them, please do me a favor, no money out of your pocket. When you submit your cards to sell, if you want to break records like the cards we're about to look at on these 2 Monday videos, then use the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters, when you submit your cards to sell on the Fanatics Buy Now Marketplace weekly auction like we're about to look at, or the big bad nasty premier auction that occurs once a month for cards that are valued over $15,000. Spoiler alert, we got some cards that are in this weekly auction that should have been in the premier auction. That's how nasty they were, and that's how well they performed. The best performing weekly auction that I have seen in many, many years. That's why we're breaking it into 2 parts. Let's get going. I'm going to go quick. I'm going to talk faster than normal. I know that's frightening, but I'm going to book through this. This is part 1. It's probably going to be card number 48, starting with this purple Jokic card, probably through maybe the top 20, 22, 24, something like that. I'll kill it at about 45 minutes. There's just a ton to talk about. The purple Jokic rookie BGS 9, people hate that grade. They just do. 2,640 for that Jokic. And then right next to it, one of the very few raw cards that you're going to see, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I may have only seen 1 out of the top 48 cards were NBA certified. Remember, you can't just sell a plain raw card. Every raw card submitted to the Fanatics Weekly Auction must be inspected and authenticated by NBA Mike Baker. I think it's Mike Baker Authentication is what NBA stands for. I think I'll often say Mike Baker and Associates. I don't know why. I'm a lawyer, so maybe I'm thinking of law firm names. Mike Baker Authentication. Every single raw card you see will have an NBA label on it, so you know it's real. You will get a heat map showing you the condition of the card, just like this one, and then you will make sure that you know exactly which card it is you're buying because they'll have a title on the label just like a PSA slab would. This is the 1997 UD3 season ticket trade Michael Jordan Authentic. 2,640, just like the Jokic. And then the first card we're going to look up on Card Ladder is the great but not so great off the court. 1986 Fleer, Karl Malone, rookie, PSA 10. This card does 2,640 last night. And there is the card right there. Remember, Malone was an absolute animal. Look at those awesome striped tube socks and those giant ass sweatbands on his arm. What a beast he was. Nobody had seen anybody with a body like that in the NBA up to this point, except maybe Wes Unseld, I'm thinking, maybe somebody like that. But Karl Malone was 6'9". Wes Unseld was a little bit shorter than that, if I recall. Down 31%. Again, the problem is we're measuring from a beginning point of an eye appeal sticker, so that's never a good judge. You want to look at what's happened in between then. Either way, 2,640 is about the fourth worst out of the last 24 sales. So while we have seen a lot of 1986 Fleer cards recover over the past couple of years since that crazy peak in 2020, maybe start of 2021, they've come crashing down to where now people can get back into the PSA 10s if they chose to. This is a Pop 229 card. Last night's sale was not good. If you look at the last four sales, 3120, 3,000, 29.28, and then all the way down to 26.40. So not a great sale last night for that card, but buckle up because that's some bad news right there for you Karl Malone. I guess the buyer, it's good news, but bad news for you Karl Malone people. Only good news coming from here forward. Check this out. This is another example of why people ask me all the time, I'm going to grade my 90s basketball cards with SGC. Don't do it. Do not do that. It does not make any sense, and I'm not saying anything disparaging about SGC. I am simply transparently calling it as I see it. This is going to be a great example of why you do not grade your cards with SGC. This is a 1998 Skybox Premium 3Ds, a huge Jordan card, a monster Jordan card. It comes back in SGC 9.5. Hip hip hooray, let's do some backflips. We got a 9.5, but look at what we're talking about here. 2,760 for that card. I've got the PSA 9 pulled up, 3,250. 3240, 3100, 3250 are the last three PSA 9 sales. If you would have just slabbed this with PSA and got a 10, well, first of all, let's look at what a 10 would have done. An SGC 9.5, if it could have been a 10, you're probably looking at about a $16,000 card, right? So you're looking at about 7x, 6x, something like that, 5x, I don't know, something like that. If you get a PSA 10. Okay, but let's say we're not going to get a PSA 10. There's only 22 of those. What if we get a PSA 9? Well, you're still selling it for about 500, 600 more, and you're looking at a card that is running up 51% in a PSA 9 slab. That's doable. An SGC 9.5 crossing to a PSA 9 is absolutely doable. That is quite possible. In fact, I would say that's quite likely, to be quite honest with you. What about a BGS 9.5? Well, now you're talking about you gave away $1,700, $1,800, something like that, and that's measuring from a bad last sale of $4,400. So this right here is a win in the grading process, but it's a loss because you chose the wrong grading company for this particular card. I'm not telling you not to grade your vintage stuff with SGC. I'm not telling you not to grade your cheap, ultra-modern prospecting quarterbacks. I don't know anything about that stuff. But I know 90s basketball, and in 90s basketball, that card needs to be graded by PSA. It needs to be either already be graded by BGS, or if it's new and it's raw and you've got it, grade it with PSA. That's just what I'm saying. I rarely say that. I'm telling it right now. It just makes financial sense to do that. If you want to collect it in SGC and that's your collection, that's great from a collector standpoint. But clearly this is not a PC card because it was put for sale on the Fanatics weekly auction number 134. You're just giving away money. All right, enough of that rant. 96 Bowman's Best Shots. Yeah, I have this card in PSA 10. Yeah, I bid on this card because I recently did a video on the Jordan Atomic Refractors. Hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe button if you want to know more about the 12 Michael Jordan Atomic Refractor cards from his playing years. This is one of them. This is one of the most affordable, but it's also awesome in hand because I've got one. So yes, I bid on another one, not because I was shilling it. I bid on another one because I want another copy because I think Atomics are underpriced. And so I did bid on this. Of course, I got blown out of the water. $27.60 for the Best Shots. There is what the card looks like. You cannot tell the refractive nature in a 2D image. This looks just like a regular refractor, but the Atomic has got the grid in the background. When you swivel it, your brain melts. It's really cool. It's a nice dopamine hit. But here's the card. This was the second highest sale of this card in history. You heard me right. Okay, so I'm just now nibbling, right? We're just now dipping our toes in the water. Second highest sale ever for a Michael Jordan card. There's been 35 sales of a Best Shots Atomic PSA 10 Jordan. In history, this was the second highest ever. 3,600 was the highest ever. Also on the Fanatics Weekly back in March of this year. So the last two highest sales of all time have occurred on Fanatics Weekly in the last 90 days, just about 120 days, something like that. We got the Mercante Campeones Baloncesto Azul. PSA 4 does 2760. Little foreign Jordan action there. More Karl Malone with a beautiful skybox card. Really cool looking image here. He looks pretty ominous and menacing. 1997 premium skybox premium star rubies. Karl Malone serial number to 50. This BGS 7.5 does $2,880. And guys, I tried not to look every card up on Card Ladder. You guys know I try to get through these videos as efficiently as possible. Usually they're about 45, 50 minutes. It's going to be 2 45-minute videos. There's just too much to talk about. There's too many things to see. This is a really cool super early year, Beam Team, Scoring Kings, Team Leaders, Total D, Living Legends, those family of early paper Jordan insert cards. This is the 1993 Fleer Living Legends Michael Jordan. This PSA 10 did 2880. Okay, I have got it pulled up. It is an awesome card. It's simple, it's elegant, 2 images of Jordan, and then it is a Pop 81. Now, it is not a rare card. I want to show you that first. This is a very easy to attain card. Anybody collecting, and this card is a hierarchy card. It is in the Cajun Cardboard Michael Jordan hierarchy. If you want to know more about that, read the description or just search the playlist Jordan hierarchy if you're looking to collect 90s cards, especially Jordan cards. This is a Pop 81, and it has been graded over 2,400 times between PSA and BGS, but look at the gem rate, folks. 4.5%. I'm lucky enough to own a PSA 10 copy as well, but check out this chart. This card in a declining market, right? Well, we're in a recession in the card market, are we not? No, we're not, because over the last 2 years, guess how much this particular card is up? 100%. There you go. It's highlighted on your screen. This card has doubled in value over the last 2 years. Now, if I scroll out and look at the all-time record, it's going to get ugly. And there you go. So the card has been as high as 35.50. But what do you see? I see an inorganic, crazy, insane, bananas run up into 2021. I see a preposterous recession and a crash all the way back to where you could have picked this card up for $1,300, and then I see the card more than double to last night of $2,880. So really good sale, really good result last night on Fanatics Weekly auction number 134 for this PSA 10, $2,880 for that one. Watch what PSA 10s are doing. I can't look every card up. We're going to skip the 88 Fleer PSA 10. It went for $2,880 as well. Next, we've got the Steph Curry 2013 Flawless Benchmarks, serial number to only 10, BGS 9.5 Gem Mint. Maybe these records have something to do with the absurd semifinals and finals Olympics. Maybe everybody's just in basketball card buying frenzy because of Steph, Durant, LeBron, Booker, Embiid, all those guys, not Tatum, not Halliburton, not Derek White, but the rest of those guys that actually played. Maybe they're just, everybody just went hyper frenzied after getting so excited because Team USA pulled out the win over France in incredible dramatic fashion. Steph Curry again was one of the primary reasons late in the fourth quarter. $3,000 for that Steph. Next to it, we've got a 2005 SP Authentic Sensational Signatures LeBron PSA 8. That card does $3,000. And then I thought this was a joke. Again, you guys know I've sort of retreated back into primarily 90s and 2000s, up to maybe 2013, 14, 15, 16. So I don't collect ultra modern. I make jokes all the time about rat skin and, raccoon skin cards and all the different animal prints, goat skin. There's actually an elephant prism card that is absolutely the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. But when it's Victor Wembanyama on the cover of the card, it's number 121. This PSA 10 sold for $31.20 last night. It's a Pop 8. Both of them, two of them sold last night. It's the only 2 sales ever for Elephant Prism Select Victor Wembanyama PSA 10s. $31.20, and then look up here, $32.40. So those cards both sold last night. Both PSA 10s, the only PSA 10 sales ever. I think I looked that up actually. Yeah. So no, did I look that up? Yeah, I looked that up. There's the card right there. It is a good looking card. I just think it's hilarious that it says elephant on it. I just think that's interesting. But there's your two sales in history. The Victor Wembanyama card is sold for $31.20 and $32.40. Raise the Roof. This is a really cool insert set. For those of you not familiar, there's no Jordan in it in 1999, so it sort of lurks in the shadows and kind of just under the surface. But this Fleer Mystique Raise the Roof, Tim Duncan, third year, serial number to 100, BGS 8.5 did $3,120. A Jordan Fleer 5.5 did $3,120. We talked about the other Victor. Moving along, we've got the 1992 Shaquille O'Neal Beam Team PSA 10. So this is a card that is near and dear to my heart. I used to own it. I used to have a Shaq PC. I made an incredible sacrifice and decided, you know what? I did a deal where I sold my PMG Red set. I moved that set. Shaq was part of that deal. And so I said to myself, I reflected, how can I call myself a Shaquille collector when I just sold the best Shaquille O'Neal card that I owned, the PMG Red? And I was like, you know what? I'm not. Let's move out of these Shaq cards and let's get more money into Jordan stuff, more money into some of the sets that I collect. So I used to own this card. I don't anymore. Enough about me. The cool thing about this card is I know who won it. And it's 7:45 a.m. But Monk's Cards, congratulations, Steve, one of my best friends and collectors here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is a shout out to you. He is trying to put together the entire 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team PSA 10 set, and he picked up this Shaquille O'Neal last night. Now, here's the interesting thing. We're about to look at record after record after record after record. Shaq's cards have been running, but for whatever reason last night, Steve stole this. Check it out. Here's the chart, down 36% over the last year. One of Shaq's best rookie cards. Of course, you could say the members only is in the mix. You could say the Topps Gold. You could say the Upper Deck, card number one. This one is a pop 128. Beautiful, beautiful card. Great image of Shaq as well. Down 36%, and Steve picked it up for only $33.60. This is a $5,000 card less than a year ago, for goodness sakes. Next, we've got a 2020. Congrats, Steve. Monk's Cards. Go follow him on Instagram. If you've got Beam Team PSA 10s, he's looking for more. He's got about 10 of them, I think. Maybe 11, something like that. 2023 Select Concourse Gold Tectonic Wembanyama Rookie serial number to 10. I think in soccer they would call this a gold ray wave. In basketball, apparently they're calling it Tectonic. Interesting. Serial number to 10, PSA 10, Pop 3, 34.80, and then this retro Jordan from 2014. It is an autographed PSA 9. It does $3,480. Next, we've got a really, really gorgeous card. I can't wait to show you this card up close. I'm lucky enough to own a copy of this card. $34.80 for the 1997 Gold Medallion number 23G. Where is it? There it is. Look at that card. What a cool image where it's just Jordan and everything else is golded out. You have these college basketball and football games where it's a whiteout or a blackout. This is just golded out in the background. The script down here is in gold font, and it's Michael Jordan with a beautiful, vibrant red and white with a gold background. It's just an awesome card. Pop 62, not the rarest card in the world, probably graded hundreds of times. Yes, almost 1,000, graded over 950 times. But again, single digit gem rate for PSA. So a PSA 10 is a Pop 62. Sold last night for $3,480. Well, guess what? Other than this bananas sale right here in 2021, where the card jumped from $800 to $5,000, which may or may not have actually been paid. I don't know. Cards don't jump, even back then, cards don't jump from $800 to $5,000. This might be the highest price that ever actually got paid. Sold last night for $3,480. That is the second highest sale in 56 sales. I'm going to go ahead and call that a record because I'm calling BS on the 5,000. I wouldn't if it was like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, but it went like from 800 to 5,000. That just doesn't seem likely. So humongous sale of this card last night, 3,480 on Fanatics Weekly. Next to it, we got the first off the line. No, is it first off the line? No, it's not. I'm sorry. 2022 National Treasures Bronze Parallel. Paolo Banchero, serial number to 49. Up and coming talented team in the East, the Orlando Magic. East got a lot better in the offseason. Orlando is knocking on the door, trying to become relevant. It's going to be real tough with those teams in the East. They are loading up, to say the least. BGS 8.5 does $38.40. And then right next to it, we've got a 2007 SP Authentic Kevin Durant Patch Auto rookie BGS 9, serial number to 299. This card does $4,200. I've got it pulled up right here. There's the card. What a card. This one last night was actually a 3-color patch. Again, Olympic Fever, I don't know. This is the all-time chart. That's not going to look great. If we look at the last 2 years, look, it's trying to fight back. So it hit a high of 45.60 over the last 2 years, dropped all the way to 34.80, and then last night from 34.80 to 4,200. That's a good sign, okay? That is a good sign last night. Sorry, I can't do better on the graph there, but that's a pop 21 in BGS 9. Next, we've got a LeBron Chrome. Now, remember, Topps Chrome Gold and serial numbering is kind of wonky here. So this is serial number to 99, so not serial number to 50. It's 2005, LeBron, 3rd year. I've got this card pulled up as well. This one sold for $4,200 last night. There's the card right there. Real cool image of LeBron, headband LeBron right there. Who is this guy in the background? That looks like Kelvin Cato on the Magic. Is that possible? Who is this guy? Who's this guy right here? I don't know who that guy is. Number 14 for the Cavs. Somebody in the comments tell me who that is. I like to play that game where I try to figure out who the players are, and usually they're obscure dudes. Here you go. Date sold, $4,200 last night. Well, I would say that's a pretty big jump because the last sale was a couple months ago on Probstein. That was also a BGS 9, sold for $2,076. Before that, $2,400. Before that, $3,900. Before that, $3,100. Then you got to go all the way back to April of 2023 to find a card that sold for more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a humongous sale last night for that card as the highest of the last 5 sales. And to jump from the 2,076 sale to 4,200 is a big deal. Right next to it, we got a nice promising young prospect from the Oklahoma City Thunder who are my pick to win the West. Regular season to win the West. 2022 National Treasures Gold. First off the line, Jalen Williams, the good Jalen Williams. Serial number to 24, BGS 9, million color patch. What an awesome patch that is. 4,320. And then I've got to look up another 90s card, and it's not Jordan, it's Kobe. It's the 1998 Upper Deck game jersey Kobe. This is a quad gem with a 10 for centering. So it's a gem plus, as we say in the hobby. 4,320 for this Kobe. I've got to find him here. Here he is. That's it. So check this out. This is an interesting one. Let me just show you. So here we go. 4,320. That's our sale last night, guys. Up from 3,400, up from 3,600, up from 2,800, up from 3,300. The last sale that was actually higher than that was a $7,100 sale, and this is why I had it pulled up. Look at the patch. So that's almost like a totally different card. Look at the patch on this one, and then look at the patch last night. Just straight up yellow napkin versus insane, crazy 15 break patch in a small patch window. I don't even know how they fit it in there. But if we go to highest price ever paid, this is in the top 5. So it sold 26 times. Last night's sale was a massive step forward. So great sale there for Kobe collectors on a really relevant, important 1998 Upper Deck game jersey, Kobe BGS 9.5. We got to look it up. It's a PMG red. Every time I see one of these, I'm going to look it up because there's a market within a market out there. There's a microcosm of PMG red collectors out there. This is the 1997 Metal Universe. Now, shame on Fanatics Collect. They did not put the word red in the description. That's a big deal because the best way to search your 1997 precious metal gems, PMG reds, is to put the word red in your search. 1997 metal red usually pulls them all up. Well, Fanatics, oops, made a mistake last night. I guess it happens. I don't think the card went unnoticed, of course, but red being in the label probably would have helped. But this is the Precious Metal Gems red. Remember, these are serial number to 100. 90 of them are red, 10 of them are green. This is a PSA 5, which is about average grade for these cards, and I've got it pulled up somewhere. Bear with me. Here we go. There's the card, beautiful color match. And by the way, Alonzo Mourning is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sold last night for $44.40. That is a terrible sale. That is a really bad sale considering the last BGS 8 a couple months ago sold for $7,000. So again, if we sort it by price, it doesn't look bad because it's the second highest price ever paid. But BGS 8, PSA 5 are pretty close. In my experience, when you go from BGS to PSA, you're going to go down 2 grades on PMG Reds. 2 grades. So maybe BGS 8 is PSA 5.5 or 6, something like that, just depending on the exact condition of the 8 and the subgrades on the 8. But this is not exactly apples to apples because the BGS 8 is a little better than the PSA 5, but it's
green apples to red apples, we'll put it that way. Next to that, we got a Take It to .net PSA 9 Jordan that sold for $4,680. Remember, that's one of Jordan's most collectible serial numbered cards from the 90s because it's got a high serial number, 1,000. It's serial number to 1,000, and just a great card all around. This PSA 9 does $4,680. And then we're going to look this up. We rarely look up Fleer stickers, but I want to show you guys again. I want to stress again, when you submit your cards using the promo code Cajun, of course, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters. When you submit your cards to Fanatics Weekly, to Fanatics Collect, sorry, and they are 1986 or older, you get a free eye appeal examination. If Fanatics Collect experts deem your card is exceptional for eye appeal, mainly from the front and what the card looks like for the grade that it has. It's not just PSA 10s. It's not just Gem Mint and BGS 9.5s. Any grade, if you submit a PSA 4 Mickey Mantle card, you're going to get an eye appeal assessment. If you get an eye appeal sticker, it can be 5%, 15%, or 30%. This is the middle sticker, the E, exceptional, 15% eye appeal, okay? That gives you added value to your cards. It's yet another reason, if you're gonna sell your cards and they're 1986 or older, it is almost like a free swing. If you don't get an eye appeal sticker, great. If you get an eye appeal sticker, sell it if you don't want the card. If you want to keep the card, keep the card. But to think that the eye appeal stickers don't matter, they do. You may not care about it, but it matters in the secondary market. $4,680. Let's get to the bottom of it. Oh, by the way, I looked up that Take It to .net, and there's your Take It to .net. That card in a PSA 9, not a 10, a 9, not a 10, is up 44% over the last 1 year. 44% over the last 1 year. That's real dollars, and that's with last night's sale not being the highest. That's the second highest. $4,680 up all the way from $3,240. But now we're talking about this sticker. There's your sticker. That's a normal sticker. Look at last night's sale. This is a sticker that's now up 25%. Again, it's misleading. We're not going to use that. I want to look at the last 3 months. There's your chart. Tell me the sticker doesn't mean something. Now, again, we've got to make sure Card Ladder is putting these yellow dots. Usually there's a yellow dot whenever there's an eye appeal sticker, so you can see a yellow one right there. Look at this sale last night with that 15% sticker. You telling me that doesn't matter? The last sale was $2,950. This sale was for $1,700 more. $1,700 more. It's like a 33% jump or something like that, doing some quick math, so forgive me. For a 2017 117 pop card, the stickers matter. If you've got cards before 1986 and you want to sell them, it just makes sense to send it to Fanatics Collect. Next, we're getting to the end of video number 1, guys, so bear with me. 1997 Finest Kobe Bryant refractor being guarded by the great Isaiah J.R. Ryder. 1997 Finest refractor, serial number to 289. PSA 10 does $4,800 last night. My good friend down in Australia, and again, I've got so many, I'm going to sound like Trump, the Australians, they love me. Sorry to get political, the Australians, they love me. I love the Australian collectors, okay? So I follow so many Australian collectors on Instagram, and a million zillion of them follow me on YouTube and on Instagram as well. We talk all the time. I'm up at weird hours of the night, so it just works out. But the great Craig, he knows who he is, collector from Australia, pointed out that this was a huge sale in the Kobe market. Let's see if Craig's right. There's the card right there. What is the pop on this card? It's serial number 289. Oh, by the way, it's a pop 15 Kobe refractor from the 90s, from Finest, which is probably the second most popular set, maybe the most popular after Topps Chrome. Here's what the card did last night. Oh, by the way, that is an all-time record for a Kobe Bryant card. This is a player who we have repeatedly said is taking a bath post-2021. Well, last night, the script was flipped, if I said that right, and this card sold for $4,800. That is $250 more than the last sale in 2021. That is $900 more than the sale prior to that in 2021. So 2021, bye-bye, new record price broken last night on Fanatics Weekly Auction, number 134 for that Kobe Bryant card. Again, beautiful card, great coloring on this one. Again, you got to watch the greening. And again, it's the way God intended it. No coating, right? Peel the coating, for God's sakes. Peel the coating. All right, this is where we're going to wrap for video number 1 because I don't want this to be an hour and a half long video. So this is going to, and I'm not going to make this a regular thing unless this insanity continues to happen. That's going to be the end of video number 1, which gets us about halfway through. I'm looking up here at my card ladder tabs. I've got about half to go, and we haven't even gotten to some of the crazy, insane insanity that happened last night. So if you've enjoyed this part 1 video with kind of the lower of the top 48 cards, this is we're probably 25 cards in, something like that. I didn't really pay attention. We're going to kill this video here, and then there's going to be a part 2 with the cream of the crop. So hopefully you guys watch both videos. I'll try to link the next video in the in cut thing here, but I'm in Louisiana. I don't know what I'm doing, especially when it comes to computers, so I'll try my best. Thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned. Video number 2 is coming. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.